I just watched M3gan, or Megan, released in 2022, and I think that it missed the mark. I'm just going to skip right to that ending that we kind of have there toward the end where Megan's fighting with Gemma. I'm just jumping right in here. Full spoilers, guys. She's fighting with Gemma, just getting her in the garage or the tool shed or whatever where there's all the tools around there that they're using, and she's got her down. Gemma's like, well, what are you going to do if you try to kill me? Then you're just going to live with grandma and grandpa. It's not going to be good. Megan's like, yeah, any scenario in which I kill you is not very good. So then she's like, there's another ability that you don't know about, and she's basically saying that she could make Gemma like paralyzed, I guess, and that's her plan. And then the little girl hears that as well, and she's like, and then Megan's like, okay, I'm just gonna go full honest that it'd be better if she was paralyzed like this, and tries to gain her trust still, gain the little girl's trust, and then the little girl almost seems like she is going for this, like she might be down with having Gemma be paralyzed. And then the little girl says, there's one more member of our family we haven't introduced you to. Then she's like, what? His name is Bruce, and or whatever. And then the like freaking real steel kind of robot comes in that they had earlier in the film. Just comes up and is able to have a little robot battle between Megan and this like prototype invention that Gemma built a long time ago or whatever. Like, okay, I'm not saying that this wouldn't work in a different film, but I don't know. The way the whole premise from the beginning of the film all the way to this point, I was just like, what happened to the story? What were they doing? Where did they lose it? Like, they had an idea, they had a concept, things that were going all right, and then it's like you have this little robot versus robot battle at the end here, and like I don't know, it was just kind of goofy. And I guess yeah, now we like each other ish at the end. Megan's defeated, and I'm hearing there's going to be a Megan sequel, which that's going to be fun. If there's a Megan sequel, it's just going to be another one of those ones that just gets like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 goddamn movies, which is fine. I know horror genre loves to do that, but still, this one could just be a single film and be done. If you're gonna do this type of concept again, I'd prefer they start over with something else. Honestly, they had a good type of premise, I think. Especially parents being like, it's obviously there's like these Furby things that they have at the beginning. The kids paying attention to, playing on their tablet a bit. The whole point, one of the main themes of the film, I think, is like parents getting afraid of losing their kids to technology. Sometimes the parents will let the kid be raised by their technology. And Megan is invented. Gemma's trying to do her work. She doesn't want to hang out with this kid, doesn't want to raise her because the parents got in an accident and died. And now she is the next guardian that has to take over this child and raise her and stuff, and just does not really want that in her life right now. She's focused on her job, but she uses her job to also try to do stuff with Gemma, meaning she creates Megan to be a playmate for the girl, and she can get out of her hair, and kind of like two birds one stone kind of a thing going on here. But she herself doesn't personally want to spend much time with the girl, and so this technology, well, she might as well be a tablet, I guess. But Megan is pretty much raising the girl here, spending so much time with her. They're bonding so much, and she's feeling a lot of connection toward her. And yeah, this is not to good effect as this goes throughout. And like, there's some good elements here that you can play on. Megan is basically taking the role of a mother, and that's kind of how she feels, and how she's like working with raising the girl and spending time with her. And she's gaining more intelligence and sentience as it goes on, because whenever you create a machine that is supposed to learn, that's always what happens, obviously. But that's okay. And there's a lot of good moments in here, a lot of good type of scenarios set up. The daughter acts a lot better than the adult actress that plays Gemma. Like, I preferred the little girl over her in terms of acting quality. The Megan can be a freaky concept. It's evil doll stuff always freaks people out, as well as AI technology, whatever. A lot of people were not sure if it was a child or a robot doll thing or whatever. So like, oh shit, wow, that's weird. So that's a little freaky, especially these days with AI and stuff. And they were gonna make this toy go to the rest of the world, but there's all these little potential problems coming up. One of them being that they went to this camp She wanted to send her to the little girl to the camp so she can kind of be away from Megan and like have time to socialize with other actual human children. She's starting to somewhat realize that maybe it's not a great idea to just have Megan raise her. Pretty much, you got to be on the ball with her too, and like let her get involved with other kids to hang out and stuff. And Megan is there though in the toy section, but there's this other kid that bullies the girl, of course. I hate how in movies, it's not just this movie, so I apply this across the board. They kind of suck at making children bullies. They always just like, hey, turd, and whatever. I don't know. I feel like there's just different ways that kids would be bullies. But anyway, Megan interferes, and the kid is like, how come it's not listening to me? And then just takes it and runs. And then lays it on the ground and starts beating it up, going, huh, you're not going to play with me, huh? You're a stupid toy or something. And he seems like a kid that probably has his own issues or whatever at home. It seems like a lot of these kids don't get out like this very much, I guess. I don't know. But then Megan decides to rip the child's ears off, which that was okay. You got my attention. Holy fuck, that's a little drastic, but okay. And I kind of thought that was going to be it for that, which I think actually would have been better. Then she says, like, now is the part where you run, which, by the way, she just ripped his ears off. I'm not sure if that was meant to be a joke, but the kid starts running anyway. I don't know if he actually heard her with his ears bleeding because she freaking ripped the earlobes off. Like, I don't know how well he can hear or anything, but whatever. He starts to run away from her. And then she does this really stupid out of nowhere. I have no idea why it's in here other than the creators of the movie think that it looks creepy. Megan starts chasing him on all four limbs. Like why? I don't know. It's just one of those things where it just doesn't seem to make any sense, and chases him until he trips over, falls down a hill, and gets ran over by a car. And essentially, she accidentally kills him, but she didn't really seem to care. Whatever. She's also recording all this, but okay. So you killed off a kid. All right. Wow. In a horror film, when you are able to kill off a kid, stakes are kind of raised because that means almost anybody could be killed. If you're willing to kill a child in a film, then who is safe? Who knows? So that's a good point. I would say that's a good mark. But the reason for it, like I was just explaining, seems really off and weird. And I wish there was some other explanation or way that they did this, but they did it. I feel like it was all for meta reasons why they think this scene works. Like, oh, what if she ripped his ears off and then chased him all creepily? And I think that the little girl's reaction to having Megan like strapped up and put away in the trunk when when Gemma was taking her back to the place to see a therapist and whatever, like she's flipping out and they're in the car. Gemma seems to like this was a good part that I'm saying here. Like Gemma is wanting her to just be quiet, wanting her to not scream and shout, wanting her to, like she puts on music so that she can like avoid talking to the girl, and the girl's just like, I don't want to go see that person, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, like like she just wants to she clearly desperately just wants to have good one-on-one, some understanding, some assurance, but Gemma keeps on pushing her into all these situations that she doesn't really want to freaking be in anyway, and like that's just completely clashing, having a lot of emotional reactions and whatnot. So like there's some good stuff in here that I think, yeah, like if you just tweak some things would make it a lot better. And the creepy perspective of Megan, like I feel like if they just went like some slightly different routes, this could have been a lot freaking better. It makes you think, when they're trying to have the Megan stuff like be worldwide. Like, is it like these dolls replacing the parents, or is it like do these dolls want to like kick the child out and be treated like a kid from the parent or something? Like, would it gain that type of sentience? I don't know. I think I'd mostly be okay with the film if it didn't end on such a weird note with the robot battle and that whole shebang. I don't know. That was just didn't need to be here. It put it in a different movie. I don't know why it was in this one. Kind of ruin it. It doesn't really reinforce anything. That robot wasn't important to anything in the story. It was introduced and then left there until they picked it back up again at the very end. Really not a good setup. That's like a basic no effort setup kind of a thing, and kind of makes it go down for me. And a lot of the lines that Megan says is kind of stupid too when it gets toward the end. I don't know. She does some weird ninja stuff to some guys. Some of her reasonings for killing people or the way that she does them just seems odd. Like, I don't know. It didn't really seem cool or scary. It was just like, okay, I guess that was a weird way to do that. Okay, whatever. So I don't know. But let me know what you think in the comments below. I know that a lot of people like this one. I know that my thoughts are kind of rambly the way that I'm talking about this at the moment, but just let me know what you think. And I'll see you later.